I've had the honor of working with over 10 NFT projects, helping them with their marketing and community building efforts. And there's one thing that I've learned throughout my journey is that community is the #1 metric that defines the success of an NFT project. Without community, there is no project. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 tricks on how to build a strong and loyal NFT community that is going to make your project really what it has the potential to become. And this video is going to answer a question that has probably crossed your mind. Why do some projects have 200,000 followers on Twitter, yet don't manage to sell out and then the floor drops right after mint, while projects with 10,000 followers manage to sell out and become a blue chip project? The reason why there is this discrepancy, this phenomenon between those 2 projects is one has a strong community, the other does not. So let's build a strong community together. If this is the first time we meet, my name is Leon. I am the founder of Unfungible.xyz, an NFT strategic consulting and marketing agency aimed at helping NFT projects and brands develop their Web3 marketing strategy. So if after watching this video you still have any questions related to NFT marketing, then feel free to book a free 30-minute consultation call with myself and my team where we're going to help you build and strategize your Web3 plan, as well as learn how you can get involved with us and how we can help your project. And if you're hungry for extra knowledge after watching this video, make sure you check out my Twitter account @HeyThisIsLeon, where I often share observations outside of the videos that I make about things happening in the Web3 space that are interesting that do not tend to make it into a full-fledged 20-minute video. So make sure you check that out on Twitter. Now, before we dive into the 3 tricks to building a strong and loyal community, it is productive for us to first start by going over the buyer journey for typical NFT projects. So right here, I am on the NFT buyer journey, and it goes from the awareness phase all the way to the engagement phase. And your job as a project founder or marketer on a project is to make sure that each one of those 3 stages is well optimized. So on the first step, we have the awareness stage. This is where the buyer is going to see your project for the first time ever. They had never heard of you, and all of a sudden you put your project in front of them, and now they are aware that you exist. The next step is the consideration phase, which starts when the buyers decides to interact with your brand. They either click on that post that they saw on Twitter, on that ad they saw, and then they are on your profile. This is when they are going to decide if they are going to give you a chance, if they are interested and curious about what you are building. And this is where they might follow you, they might join your Discord, or they might keep you in the back of their mind for the future. This is the consideration phase. And the engagement phase, this is the interesting part. This is where considering buyers become engaged buyers. The engagement phase is the pinnacle of what a loyal NFT community looks like. This is the part where people are going to be talking about you to their friends. They're going to be retweeting your tweets. They're going to be checking your Discord every single day for announcements. They're going to be entering your raffles, entering your giveaways. And in today's video, we are going to be focused on the yellow arrow right here. How do you take considered buyers into engaged buyers? And I won't be covering the first 2 because 80% of the content that I post on this channel is really about how do you optimize your marketing campaigns during the awareness and consideration phase. Basically, to make it very simple for you and to, in a nutshell, during the awareness phase, your objective, you are optimizing to getting as many impressions for as little as possible in terms of cost. So you're trying to find the most effective marketing channels for you to advertise on. As we speak right now, this is Twitter. The consideration phase, this is the first impression your product is going to make. This is where you want to invest time and resources into the first impression because looks matter in the NFT space. This ideally is the stage where you want to have good art, good roadmap, good utility, and social proof. So a lot of followers already existing on your platform. And finally, engagement. That is what we are going to be talking about right now. Now, the 3 most important elements of having a strong community boils down to 3 observations that I've made working with so many different projects and analyzing so many different projects in the NFT space. The first element of success is number 1, having a strong origin story. Number 2, it is inspiring a lifestyle around your brand. And number 3 is creating a sense of mystery and manufacturing exclusivity within your community. Let's dive into each one, see what does that mean, and look at different examples. Number 1, projects have a great origin story. Imagine I were to start an NFT project tomorrow called Brain Buddies. And it is a project to support males' mental health. First variation of the story, I come up and I say, hey guys, I just created a project. It is about males' mental health and I want you to be part of it. Okay? A second variation of the story is, hey guys, I understand how important males' mental health is. Growing up myself, I was in a community where talking about male mental health was pretty taboo. And it took me a lot of time and effort to find a safe space where I could actually talk about those things, find resources on the internet, and actually start working on myself. And this is where I decided to build Brain Buddies, to actually help people that are facing and are in a similar position as I was in the past. Which one of those two are you more inclined to give a chance, look into, discover, explore? It's definitely the second one. And the reason is because there's a story, there's an origin story attached to this project. And this is something I see a lot of projects founders tend to overlook. They have the mission, but they don't have the why. So they're trying to build the future. They're trying to bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. They're trying to build the future of gaming, but there is no origin story. And this lacks the most primitive element in human psychology, which is our weakness to storytelling. And this is something I actually read in a book called 5 Stars by Carmine Gallo, who's basically a TEDx speaker that talks about the power of storytelling and how to become a better presentator. And he talks that the moment you package something into a story, people pay a lot more attention and they tend to remember you a lot better. And honestly, it is no coincidence that some of the biggest projects out there, you can see that they have one of the strongest origins story. Right here, I am on Psychedelics Anonymous, OG project on Ethereum. And for example, the entire premise of Psychedelics Anonymous is to escape the matrix. For instance, if we were to scroll all the way down to the very first tweet of Psychedelics Anonymous, look at this, wake up. Then right above that, this was, look at how many impressions this got. 4K likes, 2K retweets, 1.2K comments. We are the night, Psychedelics Anonymous. Let's read this quickly. Beneath the daylight where we sleep, the orchestral avalanche of passing cars and the mechanic grind of the system that enslaves us has left us haunted and empty. So they basically are taking you through a story, and even the art reflects that story that they're trying to build. You can see it's a persona that has their eyes covered, so they're trying to escape or recreate their own matrix. And really, this is the tone that they have throughout their entire marketing, their entire communication. They are helping people escape the matrix. And they are targeting the type of persona that is a little bit rebellious, a little bit free-spirited. And if you are that type of person, you're going to resonate instantly with the branding of Psychedelics Anonymous. And it is the reason why they've managed to sell out and do that well and become really strong project, strong community. Another project, MyBFF, which stands for My Blockchain Friends Forever, is a project whose premise is centered around educating women about this new opportunity called Web3 so that they don't stay behind. And they could have led with this vision, this mission, but their leading argument is that 72% of crypto owners are male. And if women do not jump on this opportunity quickly, they are going to face the exact same phenomenon that they're facing in most male-led industries out there. The results show they've made over $3 million on their mints. They've had podcast interviews with Gary Vee. They have some of the largest celebrities as part of their project, Mila Kunis, Tyra Banks, Paris Hilton. Those are big names right there. This is your homework. How can you package whatever it is that you're building in a way that is both relatable and connectable? Because what we're trying to aim for right now is to have that click. When people click on your project, they want to feel like, oh my God, this project was created for me. This is for me. So try to think, what are some of the characteristics, the character traits, the beliefs that people have that are most personal. What is most personal is most universal. If you can build your community around a group of people that feels oppressed in some form of way, and you're offering an escape from that oppression, like Psychedelics Anonymous, The Matrix, My BFF, a lack of opportunity or disparity in opportunities. Those are all great areas for you to start and build your brand from there. The second element to build a strong and loyal NFT community is to inspire people to live a lifestyle around your brand. And this is really powerful because this is the point where you're going to ask people to take action beyond the typical things that they are used to doing, which is just clicking, liking, and scrolling on social media. You're asking them to engage beyond that, physically, emotionally, because engaged people are engaged buyers. And I actually have a very personal example. At Unfungible, we are always looking for the latest cutting edge ways to build strong communities and impactful brands. And because of that, we are always running experiments. We're testing different strategies. So we've run an experiment and we've told people, okay, in experiment number 1, first 1,000 people to go on Discord will instantly get whitelisted. Okay, pretty simple. Experiment number 2, we told people, okay, first 1,000 people to go on Discord and invite 2 friends will get whitelisted. So 1,000 people had to go on Discord and actually invest time or energy in this project. Guess what the results were of this campaign? Even though in experiment number 1, we obviously got more people to come into the Discord. In experiment number 2, we had a 3x conversion rate for people whitelisted into minters. So in 1,000, let's say 20% were minters. For experiment number 2, 60% of those people actually ended up minting. So what does this tell us? This tells us that when people invest in your project, that could be time, energy, their attention, monetarily, when they invest in that, they become emotionally attached to your project and they start paying attention, which increases their conversion rate. So let's look at this example, Trippin Ape Tribe. If you've been in the NFT space over the last 3 months, you've definitely heard of this project. If you were to go on their Discord, they have almost 100K members. There's one section that is very interesting right here, and that is this section. If you can see, the lore, the Trolls Journal, and the Trolls' transmission. And what they did, which was very smart, is that they embedded specific riddles within their storytelling, branding-oriented announcements. So for example, in Trolls' transmission, let's listen to this.
You have passed through a trying confrontation with your own spirit and emerged awakened on the other side.
So you get the ideas, basically transmissions. Then we have Trolls' journal. So if we were to scroll up, this is basically a journal of Trolls, the creator of Trippin Ape Tribe, mystical figure that they built that's going to help humanity transcend from its awareness. And you can see it's a written journal. And every couple of days, they would release a new journal section. And in those, they were riddles. And unlocking the riddle would grant you a whitelist. So what that did is that forced people to engage in the brand. It forced people to expose themselves to the vocabulary, to the storytelling, to spend those 3-4 minutes listening to that transmission to get, okay, what is the riddle? And then trying to figure those out with their friends on Discord. So it got people engaged beyond the typical mundane Discord experience. Another great example that I absolutely love is Goblintown. You guys definitely know Goblintown, or if you don't, you should look into it because incredible project in terms of marketing, branding, and execution. The signature of Goblintown is the way they write. If you were to notice the way they write things, they've basically invented their own language. And what happened during the Goblintown pump, when they went from free mint all the way to 6 Ethereum floor price, everyone on Twitter, I would open my Twitter and everyone was talking in the language of Goblintown. I was like, what the hell is this? This makes absolutely no sense. If you were to even read their description on OpenSea, look at this. Try to read this. I'm not going to try reading this, but pause this video and try to read that. And you can see even up until today, people are still writing in Goblish, the language they invented. So it was really by having Goblintown invent their own language that they've inspired a lifestyle. Because if you didn't speak Goblish during the Goblintown bull market, you were just not cool. You were not part of the club. And whoever did speak that, all of a sudden became part of that exclusive, rebellious free-spirited type of persona that Goblintown really attracted. I've seen people that used to have a profile picture of a Bored Ape Yacht Club, 100K plus PFP, change their PFP for Goblintown because that offered more, status signaling in the moment than did the Bored Ape. It showed more character than the Bored Ape. Another great example is for the project Art of Mob, which I've made a case study for, very interesting, probably the first video I've ever made if you were to scroll all the way down on my YouTube video. But what they did, very interesting, was that they've created something, the Mob Challenge, during their marketing window. And basically what the Mob Challenge was is that you had to go around some of the iconic monuments in your city, and you had to pause with the pistol, doing the pistol sign with your hand. And what that created was thousands of people basically walking around, taking pictures and just uploading that to Discord, and then getting whitelisted because of that. And just this very simple act, which takes 10 seconds out of your day, really got people engaged within your storytelling, the whole mob, mafia type of branding. Small things like that, gamifying the Discord, gamifying your branding, can really go a long way. Alrighty, so number 3 element of building a strong and loyal community is using mystery and manufacturing exclusivity. Mystery basically creates curiosity, and curiosity gets people to come back to your project every once in a while to check for any updates, versus putting too much information out there. And this is something I'm going to cover on today's video because it's a pretty common mistake I see a lot of project founders do, which is that they launch their project without keeping mystery in mind. Is that they basically launched first day of marketing, the website is ready, the team is doxed, the roadmap is there, everything is there, every PFP has been revealed. No, it is always better to leak information slowly. Start by launching a teaser of your art, then start launching a bit more of your art, then start teasing your utility, then you dox yourself, then everything has to go into step by step. So try yourself when launching a project. Don't launch with your website already live. Start with the marketing, then midway launch your website, and build a celebration around launching your website. You can package them as milestones. Guys, we've just announced our official website. How much better does that sound than, hey guys, our website is already there. One example of mystery from a brand we just looked at, which is Goblintown NFTs, what they did is that they had certain riddles within their smart contract on Ethereum. So basically people were trying to read the smart contract and they noticed that, oh, there's actually something more beyond that. So that got a lot of speculation going and people felt like, oh shit, there's actually more to this. So this is not the end. And this basically created a lot of communities talking about conspiracies. What are they building? What is this? Is this a second generation job? Let's talk a little bit about exclusivity. As we all know, there's a scarcity in supply in the NFT space. Your collection size can be 2K, 4K, 10K. Whatever that is, you always want to have more people interested in your project than the supply. That way you have a scarcity which creates exclusivity for the people that have access to your project. One very simple example that I can give you is Utes. They've done things differently, and what they did is that they've opened whitelist via application process. And what ended up happening is that they had 71,000 applications and only 3.5K of those were to be accepted to become Ute listed. So what this created is incredible exclusivity for the people that did get Ute listed. They even went above and beyond and they created something called the Ute list, where they would officially, publicly celebrate the acceptance of every person that made it into Ute list. So it became like, getting approved for university, getting approved for a job. People would go on LinkedIn and on Instagram and celebrate that they've been approved. And they've replicated this phenomenon with their NFT project. So those two elements right there with Ute list really created a lot of exclusivity. Another way, and this is a pretty easy, quick fix that you can apply instantly on your project, is to celebrate certain milestones within your project. Because the fastest way to make people feel like they're in a hyped project and that what they have or what they're looking for is in high demand is by basically communicating that it is in high demand. So we see a project like Trippin Ape Tribe basically celebrating every couple of days, literally celebrating that they've hit a new milestone. Like a couple days after opening their Discord, they've celebrated that they have 3K, 30K on Twitter and 35K on Discord in 1 week. And then you can see a couple days after, literally 2 days after, they're at 50K. And then a week after, they are at 100K. Celebrating those milestones really highlights the fact that you are in high demand. So really, this is homework for you. How can you use mystery and manufacture a sense of exclusivity within your project? With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like behind you. It helps the channel grow, and it also gives me feedback over the type of things you like to watch. And with that, I wish you the best of luck building the future of Web3, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.